shit. I was like, yes. I had to get that one. Had to get the feel. I had to, because I was like, yo, man.
And we're gonna try going live on TikTok. See how long we stay on there.
Here we go. How the fuck is the TikTok still acting like it ain't got no goddamn sense? And this bitch is 7 days away from dying. Nothing should get a community guidelines violation in the next 7 days. If I go on there and literally wag my ass, both of my butt cheeks out and flap them, make it look like
I've had comments come down in just the last couple days.
Do they think they're gonna be in? Do they think they're gonna have a job next Sunday?
Oh no, it's done. Why do you think they're? Have you guys seen how they're pushing? How hard they're pushing Lemon 8?
Yeah.
Notifications on.
Oh yeah.
It said, "Hey, your friends want to reach you on Lemon 8." So I downloaded it, and boom, I had 1,000 followers instantly. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking about downloading Lemon 8, but I don't know.
It's not. It's kind of like a cross between Pinterest, Instagram, and TikTok, because you can do videos, you can do pictures, and you can search categories the way Pinterest categorizes things. Like you put things you like, and it shows you that. It's kind of cool. I'll have to check it out. I haven't really dug into it deep yet, but it looks neat.
Okay,
right, Angry,
I'll check it out.
Go live, and you are up, my friend. And here we
go. Going live on the TikTok. We are here. It is 9 o'clock, and this is the Villain's View. I am bald, black, and beautiful, but I'm just 10% less angry than your normal host. I'm your host today. I am the Angry IT Nerd. I am Gilbert, and I am here with the two best hosts ever in the internets and all over in the entire universe. I am here with my brother, Thomas the Villain Bishop, and my ever beautiful, the most beautiful, prettiest lady in all of the internet, my sister, my best friend, the Transgression. Thomas, how the hell are you, man?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. This time next Sunday, I'll be having myself a big ass glass of Cavassier.
Pass the Cavassier.
Guess why?
TikTok, you only got 7 days. So
7 days, bitch.
All right.
Hello, hi, how y'all guys doing? My name is Thomas Bishop. I'm known as the Villain. I am the only reason I'm not some of your fathers is because your dad got there first.
And on that note, let's say everyone say hello to Gretchen. Gretchen, how's the prettiest lady on all of the internet's doing tonight?
Hello, motherfuckers. Hey, hi, how you doing?
You see that? That right there. You can only get that right here. Only on the Villain's View.
Pretty much.
Only right here.
Because ain't nobody else gonna start a show like that. Hey, motherfuckers. Like, it's not.
See? And that's what we bring to you. That high quality show. So tonight, I know what everybody's wondering. What are we going to talk about tonight? Hey, we are going to talk about the dangers of Doge. The danger of Doge. Elon, why, who, and what in the hell are we possibly could be in for the next, rest of our lives?
I'm at a loss. I don't know what I'm supposed to say with it. I have never liked Elon Musk.
This son of a bitch, these two people, him and Vivek Ramaswamy, they're already dispatching agents across federal agencies. They're like going into the IRS, all these different departments, and they're asking questions. I mean, they're not even, and I know it's only a few days left, 8 days, but God. I've had it with that Doge bag. I've had it with him.
I think we've all had it with that Doge bag.
Wait a minute. Jessica on YouTube chat said dangers of ghostly envelopians.
Danger of ghostly envelopians. Doge.
If you were paying attention to the Villain's View group chat, you would have seen that she said that earlier.
I did.
Yes.
I saw it, but I didn't think she would actually say it on fucking YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
So why not?
her saying it. Listen, her saying it to the four of us, or the between the five of us is one thing. Her saying it on a global page where
On a global scale.
Yeah. What if some child from Bangladesh saw that, and the first thing they said is, "Moma, is that what it stands for?" Pretty much. Now I'm like, oh shit. We,
And so, from what I understand,
the truth.
now from what I understand, Vivek, his name is not pronounced Vivek, it's pronounced Vivek. Like it rhymes with snake. That's how I remember it. Vivek.
I don't give a fuck. This man, listen. I'm not trying to take the show. This man.
No, look here, man. Look at. Go right ahead. Say your thing.
Okay. This motherfucker let the reanimated corpse of Megyn Kelly 5 years later look him in the face on his own show, and say how much she liked him, but she wouldn't have voted for him because he's the Indian. And the show kept going. I'll call him Vivek. I'll call him Vivek. I'll call him fuck up. I don't care. How you gonna let somebody disrespect you in your own house?
Yeah, look at man. That shit was, oh my god, fucked up.
I won't purposely misname people because that's just personal to me. I don't care how much I hate them. I will never misgender, misname anybody. But I will call him bitch.
Well, I mean, that's just kind of an accurate. That's just kind of an accurate thing. That's accurate.
Like see it. You know, the sky is blue, water is wet.
I mean, it's accurate.
Like,
I mean,
let's be honest. In the almost 3 years that this show has been on the air, we've never had any of our ops on this show. Anybody that Gretchen has a problem with has not been on the show. Anybody that Gambit's had a problem with has never been on the show. Anybody I've had a problem with has never been on the show. Anybody Angry's had a problem with has never been on the show. And we're talking, I'll even go back to previous hosts of this show. We've never allowed an op in here because the very first time you say some shit like that, you gotta go. You gotta
hold up, let me wait. So hold, let George of the YouTube chat. Vivek, I have a small salami.
Small salami.
Vivek, I have a small salami.
I'm just gonna sit here like this because I saw that and couldn't read it because I was too far away. And now that you said it, I'm gonna just sit here like this. Like, thanks, George. George is our program manager. Our program manager is out here putting out these jokes. I have a small salami. Come on.
From the lazy boy in the living room off the backboard 3-point.
So now Vivek small ass salami is now in charge of government
efficiency. And here's the thing.
What does that mean though?
What exactly is that? Because from the name alone, it's so vague in terms to the point where it literally could mean Elon now. Whatever he says goes.
Yes, like it
supersedes everything. It supersedes the presidency. It supersedes Supreme Court. It supersedes Congress. It supersedes everything and everyone and every entity.
It doesn't make any sense. It's like it could mean, all right, we're gonna make sure every train in America runs on time, or it could fucking mean, hey, poor people fucking die so we can get this money. We don't know what the fuck government efficiency means because our government has never been efficient for everybody at the same goddamn time. So in the span of 4 years, we're going to end this shit? Like,
and again, who determines the metric of efficiency? Who? Is it us? Is it Elon? Is it Vivek? Is it Trump? Is it... Who?
The man who let Ann Coulter disrespect him in his own house, and a dude who used the top of his chest to create that ugly ass Cybertruck. Why are we here? I don't think they even
wanted. It didn't matter if they just wanted an acronym that worked with the name Doge.
And that could very well be true too.
He loves his 34-cent meme coin.
A 34-cent scam coin.
I checked.
Bitcoin's almost $100,000, and Doge is 34 cents.
Let me tell y'all something. I checked before I came home today because I had made that now or later joke on Rules of Nerdquisition. I went to check to see how much a pack of 5 fucking now laters are. All right, I did this on purpose. From where I was parked, I went into the big lots, and then I went across the street to this little ass store.
He did it for you, ladies and gentlemen. He did it for you.
He did it for you.
Now laters cost 53 cents plus tax. Now laters are more valuable than Doge.
Than Doge.
That might be a reoccurring joke throughout the next 2 hours. Just shit that is more.
What's worth more than Doge?
Now I want some now and laters though.
Listen,
I do too, but I like the soft kind, not the hard candy kind, but like the chewy kind. Yeah.
Listen, our candy kinds was responsible for way too many cavities in the black neighborhood. I'm just telling y'all that right now.
Right?
That between that and them goddamn hot pickles,
yeah, fuck all that.
Hold on. Could you imagine this though? Fucking hot pickles and annihilators are worth more than an actual
than Doge.
currency.
Than Doge. It's worth more than Doge. It's like how? Like I mean, and then I mean, not only with that, there's so many of those scams that's coming on with that, and then what's the girl, the Hawk Tour girl, the scam on her crypto coin thing.
So you put this idiot in the fucking White House, and the only name he could come up with is the Department
same
of Government
name,
Efficiency, the same fucking name.
The same fucking name he's been trying to push as being a legitimate crypto coin, and it's free, and it's and all this other shit. And the only thing you come up with is, let's call it Doge.
Listen, if I was part of an incoming presidential administration, and I came up with the Department of vehicle gratuity, and y'all said VG, like the Villains Guild, people would kill me. They would put me the fuck, and then I hire all of my friends.
Yeah, and everybody look at you like the Shaq meme, just
really.
Yeah,
I really did that.
I think all your friends would do that to you. You go out, you go do that and do it and announce it publicly, and your phone gonna start ringing.
Listen,
it's gonna start ringing.
Exactly. And
I'm now ahead of the
angry.
department.
Get off the phone with Thomas. It's my turn to yell at him.
I'm fine.
In charge of I'm now in charge of the Department of Vehicle Gas.
It's like what?
Thomas, you're head of the Department of VG. I would be asked to resign from this organization.
You're the head of vehicle gas. Vehicle gas, really?
Vehicle gas.
Really? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And
I'm going around talking about, hi, I'm the head of the Department of VG.
George in the chat says, real American beer is worth more than Doge. Hulk Hogan's beer is worth more than Doge. So that means one shit is worth more than the other shit.
Mind you, they booed
and they
first part of the people, the first part of that name out of a goddamn state last week. They booed the Hulk Hogan of the Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer the fuck out of California.
Listen, the boo started the second that they heard the first note of his entrance song. You heard bah,
fuck him,
boo, bah, boo, bah, 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 and it just kept on going.
Do you understand that he got booed from the first note of his song? That means people know that song by heart and hate him.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
that Hogan shit, ain't it? Fuck it. Boo. What? How?
And-
how?
I just can. I mean, I don't say I was ever like a huge Hogan fan growing up, but I mean, I was a fan. Can all of my childhood idols and and like celebrities, can you stop being dumpster fires now?
You can stop being doge bags.
Doge bags, stop being doge bags.
Sylvester Stallone called Donald Trump the second coming of George Washington.
Oh my God.
Look it up. Not making it up. He did.
I know you're not.
Hey,
That's the
I think-
sad
I
thing.
think that dude just taking too many head blows in his movies for real. I mean, him and Dolph practiced too hard, and Dolph was like, yeah,
Hey, he did. Hey,
chemical engineering, biochemical engineering for that.
Hey,
mess.
he did say in Rocky IV in that match he wanted to hit him for real, and Dolph lit his ass up. That's all I can say.
Motherfucking ass up.
Dolph lit his ass up.
Rearranged Stallone's brain, apparently.
But here's the thing about Elon Musk. All of that money that he's worth is estimated. So
Yes.
technically, he's not worth a goddamn thing. He's not worth fuck. Like, he's not worth fuck all. He's not worth any of this shit, right? So for him to be the richest man in the world based on estimates. If
Well,
we're
see.
going by just estimates, I estimate that I'm the second richest man on earth. Does that mean I actually am? Fuck no. I think I'm rich with friends and family and shit like that.
Well,
I
see,
don't think I'm rich with money though. Like,
Yeah, how?
Well,
how
see,
much
here's the
cash
thing, is
does he
that-
have? How much is liquid? How much is tied up in investments? How much
Yeah,
or
man.
projects?
see-
You can't have access to all of it at once. You just
Well,
can't go
no,
to the
it's not
bank
like
and take
that.
$800 billion out.
no, it's not like that. He's gone on. I've seen an interview where he's talked about how he gets funding for projects and stuff like that. He doesn't use. Because all of his money is tied up in investments, is tied up in all of his other business. As far as what he has, like actual liquid, it's just whatever he needs, like that. So all he does is just he bums. He calls rich friends and he says, "Hey, you want to invest in this? Hey, you want to invest in this? Hey," he bums for cash.
He's a bum. He's a bum.
So in other words, he's like that Chris Tucker joke on Def Comedy Jam. Somebody rob him, it'd just be practice.
Yeah.
He ain't got a dime.
No. All out in every
How
dime
are
that
you
he
in
gets.
charge of government efficiency, and you ain't
Was
got a
it-
dime, but you the richest man on earth. Get the fuck out of here. 'Cause
And
he
see,
doesn't
and the thing
solely
is-
own anything.
No, and see the thing is that he gets the money like that from the people because when he invests in his business, he gets them, whatever percentage or whatnot and stuff like that. And so they get their money back.
Yeah,
And
But
so,
that's
Yeah.
how Zuckerberg got rich. Same way.
Mhm.
Everybody's like, Mark Zuckerberg went from college student to billionaire overnight. No, the fuck he didn't. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
That motherfucker was still eating ramen noodles. He might look good on paper, but in real life, I mean, if you robbed him, it's just practice.
Yeah.
Motherfucker ain't got no goddamn money.
And let's
Well-
be real. Forget where the money came from. Mark Zuckerberg got famous from misogyny because he started a website that rated other women that went to college with him.
yeah.
Oh,
I still think it's hilarious that he dropped out of Harvard and then they gave him an honorary degree. Like, fuck you, Harvard.
here's something that'll piss you off. One of the names, one of the groups of names of people that are donating to Trump's inauguration are the Winklevoss twins. I didn't even realize they were rich. I'm so not making that shit the fuck up. The fucking Winklevoss twins.
Yeah, the two guys that tried to help
That
tried to help
that Yes.
fund Facebook going forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
they said they
Okay.
invented it. They were in litigations for decades, well, not even decades,
yeah.
like years and shit. And I think Zuckerberg just like paid them off. But I didn't even realize they were still rich. The fucking Winklevoss twins were rich enough to donate something like, I don't know, 1.8 million a piece to Trump's inauguration. it's a retread. Number one, ain't nobody gonna perform there, except for the same country acts that whatever. And what for them inaugural balls? Who the fuck would go to them? I'm
So
not
look here.
going to any. The presidential inaugural ball, I understand. That's his, and they could just play YMCA and he can sit up there milking dick all night. But the rest of them, like the Chevy Silverado ball, and fuck you. Who wants to go to that with him? It brings me back to fucking Elon Musk. Which, oh, by the way, cool story, kids. Elon Musk has no hair. That shit y'all see on top of his head is hair plugs.
Facts. Those are facts.
Look at
That's
pictures
a
of
facts.
him earlier in his life and look at pictures now. You don't go from male pattern baldness to
Say-
in mouth from Star Trek Strange New Worlds hairstyle. Fuck you. Now we
Hair-
want some help.
Hair don't grow like that.
No. And we're not even talking about regular schmegular hair. We're talking about a full head of hair that's still brown and luxurious. That man was listen, me and Angry.
So look at to give you all
Elon all
context.
had one thing.
To give you all context, it'd be like this: for Elon to go and have the hair that he has now, that would be like myself and Thomas having the hairstyles that we have now. Next month, said that both of us have like dreads down to our dreadlocks down to our assholes.
Dreadlocks. Fuck. Both of us come in here looking
Said both
like
of us look just
Rohan
straight up
Marley. The
like
fuck?
Marley and look like Saint Swole Meat dread with the Saint Swole Meat hair just.
And then Gretchen would be looking at the both of us like, y'all gonna snap y'all neck doing that stupid shit.
Right?
What is wrong with both of you? It's like, Gretchen,
Well, I'm already asking that question. Giving me one more thing doesn't change anything.
And then we're doing like the shit like how they do with like putting it around the ear, putting it around
Yeah,
your
we gotta-
ears and shit.
yeah, our headphones have to be around this luxurious
Right.
coif of brand new braids and shit. We're all like, welcome to
I was
the
going to say that
villain's
to you. It's going to be
Right?
Yeah, out here.
It's gonna be like that,
Welcome
like
to the
this.
villain's view. Fuck that hair. He has hair plugs. Oh, he also has like
But-
11 kids.
I thought-
Is that all?
5 women.
I thought it was
I
12.
thought he had more. I thought he had more
I
than
think he
that.
does have 12.
I thought
he
it
does
was,
have
yeah, I thought it was like 12, but it could be 11. I mean, but
12 he has
11,
12
12,
children. He has 12
by
children.
5 women. This is the man that y'all want to be in charge of government efficiency. The guy who is not even efficient with his own penis.
Why
The
are all
fuck?
the tech bros sucking up to him? Like
Oh.
Zuckerberg and Bezos and the CEO of Google and all these. I don't understand what's going on. They all. I
Right.
mean, Zuckerberg, I get. He'll burn anybody to just. He wants to be Elon Musk. I think. I just don't understand, and maybe that's why TikTok's going away because Shao Chu, he didn't suck the royal dick.
No, he didn't.
no.
Here's the thing about that though. Zuckerberg decided he's no longer going to do fact check, right? So he said Facebook, Instagram, and Threads are no longer doing any sort of fact
I know.
check.
I've been posting memes like like Mark Zuckerberg kicked my dog, or
Right,
Mark
yeah.
Zuckerberg convicted pedophile dead at 36 says fact
Yeah.
checking will not be done on
You know,
Facebook anymore.
Mark Zuckerberg lost
Mhm.
a fist fight with a goldfish. Like I could post that now,
I
there's
haven't-
And
to
nothing
fucking
that's
do
going to
about it.
happen.
And nothing's going to happen. So the way I'm looking at it is this. It's not that the tech bros are bowing to Elon. It's the tech bros are bowing to Elon and Trump. Because Elon is a manipulative, broke-ass, snidely whiplash type motherfucker, right? Donald Trump is tapioca pudding that's been left out on the damn counter for a week. All right? Donald Trump is going to do whatever Elon Musk tells him. That's why that's why President Musk and Vice President Trump are piss him off so fucking bad. Because I mean
Yeah.
he's tapioca. And the president, bitch, we know, we saw it. But no, for real, I'm the president. Bitch, we heard you the first time. We know what you are. You're the
Well, see-
president. Shut the fuck up.
And see, and here's the thing. That's what pisses them off so bad is because this whole Doge department and it's so vague in what it can and cannot do.
Yep.
That's when the whole President Musk thing came about is because what happens when Trump not even sworn in office and he's exerted his old Doge power to try to get the government shut down.
And
what ended up happening? And it
kept that bitch open.
I still
kept the
think it's
bitch
funny,
open
though,
just
that,
simply
like,
because he got so much heat from it.
Yes, he fucking
I still
did.
think it's funny though that like Mark Zuckerberg is pulling all the fact checking from Facebook, and I can say whatever I want about him, but I couldn't go on Elon Musk's mom's Twitter account and call her son a cunt without being banned within 10 minutes. Permaban
Be-
within 10
because-
minutes.
Yes.
we always thought that Donald Trump had the thinnest skin of any human being walking the face of the earth.
Oh no, Elon's way thinner.
Elon's
Way
skin
thinner.
is so listen. Elon's skin is so thin that if you threw a rock at it, it would be like a gunshot. Like it will go literally. Like you could throw a rock at him, it will go through his shoulder,
So it's
right through his clavicle, and right out the other motherfucker's side. That's how thin his skin is.
a wet paper bag is stronger than his skin.
It really is.
It is.
That ass. It is. And the fact that Elon is so like, okay, you are the richest man on earth. Why would a trans woman from the Midwest telling your mom that you're a cunt? Why would you ban?
Why would that bother you?
Why would that bother you? Like, you way up here. What the fuck you worried about her for? Like, she's literally in the Midwest going, hey.
I'm just glad that I got under somebody's skin somewhere.
But that's the
Somebody
thing.
that night went to bed going, that bitch on Twitter. God.
That's the problem I have with these people. They're thin-skinned.
Yeah, and
You have all that money and you still act like a bitch.
and again, it's like to my point. It's like why? Why do you care? Why do you care what one random person in the Midwest that says, "Elon, you're a bitch"? Why do you care? Why do you care?
He is, and we have to be honest, Elon Musk in the fold is tearing MAGA apart, and it is the greatest thing since.
And
it's
the
greatest thing.
It's an unintentional side effect. I did not see that coming. That it would have such a ripple effect on all of MAGA. I did not see that coming.
MAGA is losing their motherfucking minds.
Jesus Christ.
It's being led by BBL Loomer, aka. Do you have all the Botox? That's still not enough. Her. She. Because. Let's just get to the H1B visa thing, which is one of the biggest sticking points for, fuck Beck and Elon right now, is these people, they came in as like, we don't want nothing brown in this country except for coffee. If it knows all the words to La Bamba, get it the fuck up out of here. That's what they wanted. That's
right.
what they wanted. If they can make a taco from scratch, get their ass up out of here. Right? That's what the crazy cracker brigade want. But they want it. So Trump wins. I'm gonna get rid of the brown. You won't even have brown in your toilet after you use it. Okay. He wins. He brings in Elon Musk, which, I mean, an immigrant who ain't supposed to be here, but okay.
So, all right.
The first thing he says is, no, we're not getting rid of H-1B visas because we need these people.
So we need the tech bros because the Americans, and again, this is what you all voted for.
Listen.
Americans are lazy and stupid and can't do the jobs. So we need H-1B visas so we can get people to do the jobs. And to which
the nation lost their mind.
MAGA lost their minds. They responded with well, if you have the schools, you have the education, then you can show us how to do it and we could do it. And to which Elon responded with, yeah, no, you're still lazy and stupid.
Listen, MAGA, I don't sympathize with any of you motherfuckers. I think it's the most hilarious shit I've ever heard. But I would like to welcome you to the black community. See, this is what you have been saying to educated, smart, intelligent black people for 50, 60, 70 fucking years, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was all good in the hood. Oh, I'm sorry. It was all good in the holler when you were saying that about us. But now you have fucking immigrant.
An immigrant
And
that's saying to you that you've been saying to us.
I swear, the music from, you remember the music at the end of Inception time? That shit should have played like right there. That was an Inception level event. We were like, Americans are too lazy and they worship the jock rather than Screech from Saved by the Bell. You're too lazy to do these jobs. That's why we need these H-1B visas. And MAGA's face broke, and you could hear doom, 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 doom. Because all black people was just like.
So we all just like.
The collective cough amongst black and brown people.
And you get, look here.
We were like.
So you'll get three types. You get three types. You get the open laugh ones, the one that don't give a damn. They're just ha ha. And you'll get those, and then you'll get the ones like Thomas, the coughing ones, just like the. And then you'll get the ones like me that'll keep the straight face, but you can hear me laughing.
And then if you want the opinion of trans people, you'll just have to go to the cemetery and read the inscriptions on our tombstones and say, like, I told you so.
White people lost their mind. They lost their shit. And I get it. I understand.
Well,
It hurts being told that you're a lazy motherfucker.
But we're seeing this like shift to the right too. This is a global phenomenon that's happening right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Because fascism is always, I always say America's default is fascism. What we now understand is so is the world's. You know what I mean? Like, the reason the funny mustache man keeps getting brought up over and over and over and over and over again is because that's they one. That's they motherfucking one. That. They look at him as like, well, if you hadn't tried to murder an entire ethnicity, you'd have been pretty cool. We kind of agree.
So he'd have been all right.
Been too far with the ovens and shit. Because that's who they want to be. America wants to be that way. Hungary wants to be that way. Russia wants. These people admire that mother. They do. That's why Elon backed an entire far right party in Germany. Like, number one, you're not even a German citizen. Stay out of their goddamn politics. That's the first part. And
now he's picking on the UK.
Yeah.
He's all up their ass. No one's bothering Italy because they already had their far right shift last year.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And how much you want to bet he had a part in that too. This is my problem with people worshiping the tech bros. These men are not good men. I'm sorry.
No, I don't understand.
Listen.
I thought they were going to give us space socialism and warp speed.
No.
But no, they didn't. They're giving us fascism again.
Humanity is
because again, we're not getting the Star Trek future. We're getting the Starship Troopers future.
Yes. And sadly, a lot.
I want Star Trek future. And
sadly, a lot of people are okay with that. What people in marginalized communities have been saying all over the world is this. That shit didn't work the last time you fuckers tried. Like, it's never going to fucking work because you're not going to get the entirety of the world to follow this shit. So think about this. There used to be a time where in order to be looked up to and celebrated, you had to stand for something. Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, Cesar Chavez, RFK. You had to stand for something, right? And all these people, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, got demonized and killed. Okay, either they were killed or their movements were infiltrated and tore apart. Well, in that gap, the rich and the oligarchs wanted us to start worshiping them the same way we worship these people. But I'm sorry, the only thing that separates a tech bro from an incel is a bank account. There is no fucking Elon Musk is a goddamn incel. He's a fucking incel, and then he does like one of the ops that we have on TikTok, Philip Kahn. He will say some fucked up shit and then hide behind, well, I'm autistic or I'm this or I'm that. No, bitch, you're a piece of shit. Tech bros are not good people. They never have been. The fact that we turn these people into, think about it. For every Zuckerberg and Musk, there's a Elizabeth Holmes who said, I'm going to revolutionize blood work and blah, blah. Turn out the shit was a piece of shit. Like, this is what happens when tech bros want to be worshipped. Oligarchs want to be worshipped. The only reason Donald Trump has even ran in the first place and kept running is because he found a niche. People followed him. Trump has never stood for anything other than himself. He has never stood in the way of him making money at the expense of everybody else. Elon Musk is the same way. But we put these fuckers on a pedestal. Peter Thiel's another one. Oh my God, you guys made a computer. Oh, I have a hard on. The only thing that separates people like Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg from an incel is money. They want to be worshipped. They want people to talk about them like they're legendary. Like, oh, Elon's gonna save the world. No, the fuck he's not. He's a capitalist.
I hope Elon
no
has a legendary case of herpes.
Thank you.
No, he probably.
Here's what I hope.
He's probably already got it. So
He may already have it.
I'm not gonna say anything like that.
One
I'm not gonna put it
kill
back
you,
there,
but
but
one that will make you uncomfortable for the rest of your life and is incurable.
Listen, I want him to get space herpes. I want him to get the shit that replicates everywhere. Like, his outbreak just is a whole porcupine event. Just my herpes in it, and it goes away, but he don't know when. We put so much stock in leaders here that the tech bros used to be the motherfucker. The guy that invented the IBM computer was never like on the cover of a magazine and jet setting and shit. We didn't give a fuck what that motherfucker ate. We didn't care about his house in Aspen. And he knew that, bitch. He made a computer that was bigger than a house.
No,
and we were like,
creator of the internet couldn't even rise past vice presidency.
Thank you.
No.
So
no.
But we especially in the world, we are thirsty for something that looks like it leads to posterity. Andrew Tate is another perfect example. Andrew Tate is the Elon Musk of the red pill. Worship me. I have a Bugatti. Worship me. I have a big house. Worship me. I can get bitches. But if you stripped all that shit away from him, Andrew Tate is just a very well able to fight punk ass bitch.
That's another whole class of individuals, though.
Yeah.
We could have a conversation on separately, because these are Andrew Tate and his ilk. They're the millennials, and when we start making fun of them, I think we kind of got to start looking at ourselves, because as Gen X, we're the ones that raised them.
Listen.
I don't know how
pretty much, yeah.
Because I'll say it in a heartbeat. I'll say it in a heartbeat. I know my generation birthed that shit. I know.
Yeah.
Because we were too big. Again, look at who we looked up to. Nihilist. People that were Tupac, Kurt Cobain. Perfect example. Tupac, Kurt Cobain. Brilliant in their own way, but very nihilistic. They didn't see themselves in the future. They didn't see, oh, I got kids and grandkids and I'm older. I still go out and do the occasional show and things of that nature. They didn't see that. It was all about fuck it. I'm living for now because I don't think I'm gonna live tomorrow. And we raised a bunch of fucking. Our children were raised with that nihilism.
Well, we had that very bleak. You see Gen Xers do it all the time. They're like, when I was a kid, my mama kicked me out of the house in the morning and
didn't let me come back in until street lights came on.
Right.
I remember walking in the snow 5 miles to try to get to school. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Stop that shit.
Said, no, you didn't. You walked.
Never murked on me anyway.
Said no, you didn't walk in the snow. You walked right out there in the sun, just like with everybody else, on the goddamn sidewalk, a block to the bus stop, and waited for the goddamn bus.
We America in the world lives off of legend. We do. And the tech bro movement right now should have been stopped in its fucking tracks decades ago. When Silicon Valley became a thing, that fucker should have been regulated to the hilt, because the shit that you're making, whether it's computer systems for warfighting gear or just a regular schmegler ass home computer, you, the tech bro, is not more important than what you make. We don't give a fuck about you. Like, we should have told him in a heartbeat, hey, Elon, you are the child of apartheid. Your daddy is rich because he owned an emerald mine. Okay, you want to buy into something, fine, but please understand something. You're not fucking important. You're not.
Well, see, here's the thing, man. It's
people they believe
that,
and the people that want to be like them believe that, though.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's the guys like Musk that he's rich like that, and he's got everybody fooled thinking that he's a tech bro, which he's not. No. He's a fucking idiot. He has an honorary degree, same as what Bobert has as an honorary a GED. He has an honorary degree, simply because, yeah, he's good with maybe probably spotting companies to invest in, so we can run them into the ground. And the ones that are the most profitable are the tech companies, because why? Everything is moving into tech. Everything's moving to communications, instant communications. Faster communications means more transactions, means more money. And he has everybody fooled into thinking that because he knows that tech is what's most lucrative, he's had everybody thinking that, oh, well, I have a degree and I know what's smart, and I know what's a smart investment in with tech, and you should listen to me because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. You don't know shit. And he's got everybody thinking is that, and all it takes is just the handful of tech bros that made money.
Yes.
All it takes is the handful of tech bros that have made an app, sold it, and
made
they made their bank. They still probably doing something else and everything like that. And all it takes is a handful of them just to say, just for the other tech bros to be like, oh, well, must say you could do it. And I know, and my buddy, he did it. So I know I could do it. So all I have to do is just listen to what Elon has to say.
And like, no, you don't. Look at it this way. I remember, I think I talked about this shit last year. Jim Irsay saying the most discriminated group in America, the most discriminated against group in America are rich white men. And I said, we have reached the height of, are you out of your motherfucking mind? You have, Jim Irsay is the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, Super Bowl winning team. Okay. He I think he owns something else, if I'm not mistaken. You're not discriminated against. Nobody fucking cares about you. It's not you, Jim. It's the team. Nobody, I've said this before, nobody walks around with a Jim Irsay jersey. Why? Because Jim Irsay doesn't play for the Colts. He just owns them. The tech bro movement has become that. I don't play. I have never ran a yard on a fucking football team in my goddamn life. I just own it. And now they want to be celebrated just as much as the team is. No, bitch, we don't really give two flying fucks about you. Elon he's taking it to an extreme. He's involved in shit he need to stay his bitch ass the fuck out of. Like, there's some shit. Elon should never talk about world politics. The fuck do you know? You sell Teslas, okay?
It doesn't matter anymore, though. He does it. The knowledge, he has the money. The money's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
That's it.
That's what speaks. They think he's going to be in the Department of Government Efficiency because he has money. That don't mean a goddamn thing. If a homeless man finds $100, he might look really, really good for about a day. And then tomorrow, you're going to be like, you were a homeless man yesterday. Well, you found $100. Congratulations. But that doesn't mean you take stock tips from him. The Department of Government Efficiency is just another way for the oligarch class to funnel taxpayer money into their pockets. And Elon Musk, being a rich man, is there to shepherd that. Not there to fucking make anything efficient. If he was there for a government efficiency thing, he would have came up with a better name than a fucking cryptocurrency that has less worth than a pack of annihilators.
I think he did it. I think he just did it to nub his thumb at people. Just to be like, I got into government. I didn't have to get elected, and I made my own department that's going to have all this power, and I'm going to name it after my stupid ass meme coin.
No, his whole thing is probably going to be, well, I got into government, and all I just had to do is just make a couple phone calls. I didn't have to put up any money. I didn't have to give any money. I had to do anything. All I just had to do is just make a few phone calls.
And every idiot out there that puts him on a pedestal is going, one day I'm going to be just like him. No, you're not. Does your daddy own an emerald mine? No. You're not gonna be like, you're not going to be
what
rich.
happened. Yeah.
What happened to Joe the plumber? Remember, he's like, he won't be rich. No, you're not. You're dead.
Oh, yeah, now he's dead. Yeah.
He got pancreatic cancer and died. You didn't get
How
shit.
the fuck how do you run up on a presidential candidate and talk about a fictional company in your motherfucking head? If you don't sit your monkey ass down, have you put a door on this fucking company that you got in your head? No? Then don't
what it
fucking
comes
talk
down to,
me.
though, and I think it's something you either said last week on the Villains View or maybe one day this week on Sound of Coffee. All they care about is owning the libs.
Listen.
That's all they give a shit about.
I now understand how incredibly stupid the American populace. And what hurts me the most is I know we can be better. We just have never. America has always had potential, has never lived up. Year after year after year after year. America, and by America, I don't mean a landmass, I mean the people. Year after year after year. We have the potential to be so much greater. That Star Trek shit, that's not that far away.
But people don't want it. They don't want it.
Because
there's
no profit margin.
Yes.
People profit off of everything in the United States. There is somebody betting right now on the three of us dying. They make a bet. They make a bet on the three of us dying. How we're going to die, how old we're going to be to die, where we're going to die at. They make money when we come into the world. They make money when they feed, when we eat, when we sleep. They make money when we drive. They make money when we ride a bike. They make money when we walk. They make money when we work, when we where we work at, how we work. They make money when we
do
fuck.
The masses wake up? Is what I'm asking.
They don't. I'm sorry.
No.
I mean, because look at a lot of the followers in MAGA. Look at a lot of the trolls and stuff we see online. They revel in being the worst version of themselves that they possibly can. And I don't understand that. Yes, I troll people sometimes. Yes, I clap back, but I don't get joy out of hurting people. And I just don't understand this mindset. I don't.
They don't care.
They revel in it.
No, they don't care because, simply put, the standard for them is just so low, and once they've met that standard, and nobody's ever said, well, you have to meet this standard, or you have to meet this standard. Nobody's ever made them do it.
No.
So why go through the effort and do it in doing better or making a higher standard or anything like that when I've already met it. I've already met the standard.
And the one that pisses me off when I go into lives or whatever, I hear MAGA saying, well, I'm a small business owner. Now, that could be anything. They could own a small chain of things, or they could be running a shop online. Okay?
It could be a guy,
business owner.
Or it could be a guy with a lawnmower just cutting grass on the weekends.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love all this.
So-
Hi, I own a power washer, and I clean houses a couple times a month.
Bitch,
Okay,
you're
it's
a
small
janitor. The fuck are you talking about? You don't own a business, bitch. You're a janitor. You are a
corporations
housekeeper.
destined
Yeah.
to, in fact, designed to swallow these companies eventually.
They will.
Politicians that say we're for small business, no, you're not. You're for food for corporations. That's what the small
Yes.
businesses are.
And we have. I think every American should watch that. The movie network.
Watch what?
The movie network.
Network?
It is. Yeah.
Network.
It is absolutely network. Hands down, one of my absolute favorite fucking films. And the guy that plays Howard Beale he's a microcosm of where we should be as opposed to where we are. When Howard Beale gives his famous I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore speech, right? Everybody's like, wow, he was talking about right-wing populism. No, he was literally saying, I'm as mad. All of these things are fucked up. Our food's not suitable to eat. Our water is not suitable to drink. But there's the other speech that he made about television that I think is the most salient commentary about where we are right now. When he sits there and the best line in that whole fucking speech is, for God's sake, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion. So people like Elon Musk feed the illusion. Nobody sees the fact that he's gotten a leg up after leg up after leg up, hook up after hook up after hook up. Nobody see. Same thing with Jeff Bezos. We hear about Jeff Bezos' yacht with another yacht in it and his hot young wife. We don't see the fact that he did not start his company on his own. He got his family donated to him. Old money given this guy startup money. Had Donald Trump left that money, his father's money, the fuck alone, he would be rich 10 times over. But he decided to get into shit like selling steaks at the Sharper Image, which is a fucking desecration of meat. I don't care. I shouldn't be able to buy a chair that eats up and massages my ass and a steak in the same fucking place. What the fuck is wrong with you? But the legend of these people is what grabs folks. But it's an illusion. I started off the show by saying Elon Musk isn't rich. He's not rich. He can't put his money on. He can't put his hands on that money. He's rich in assets. None of it's liquid. None of it. You could rob him and you might get $25 out of it for, dinner at Denny's. He ain't no goddamn money on him, but he's worth billions of dollars. And then television, our media, our tech bros, our social media tries to tell us how great this motherfucker is. He's not. He's not great. He is literally a paper fucking tiger. That's why I said the movie network should be it should be mandatory watching for every fucking American and people outside of the United States, because it shows you can be manipulated into believing in it. We really on it. Doge, there are a lot of people that are not realizing that the Department of Government Efficiency is named after a fucked up ass cryptocurrency. They don't know. They don't know. And part of that is because the American populace has lost their thirst for education. The other part of it is they were told via media how great it would be. The reason I can't stand a lot of media right now is because they're bending the knee to fuckery. It's one thing to bend the knee to fascism. It's another thing to bend the knee to stupid fascism. Fascism by accident. Like we made the funny mustache man by accident. We was fucking around. We gave him too many sandwiches, and he took everybody else's in there and said it's their fault. Freedom, lie. That's where we're at right now. It's manufactured.
We're only 8 days away from it being implemented.
Literally.
Yes.
Literally. On Martin Luther King's birthday, of all places. Like it. Elon is not going to help the average American. Is it anybody?
Is this something you?
No, look.
Is this something you researched fairly often? I mean, are you following that stuff, Gilbert? The whole Doge thing.
I've been following it. Well, been following for a while since Doge was a whole cryptocurrency thing that he first launched.
Right.
And from there, trying to figure out what exactly Doge was. And again, I'm hearing, just the YouTube videos, and I'm reading the articles, and I'm reading like the official stuff and things like that, and none of it's making sense.
No.
And it was honest, it was funny, and I mentioned this before we went on air, that Elon went on Saturday Night Live and did a Weekend Update skit in which Michael Che flat out asked him, "What is Doge?" And he gave a really vague answers of essentially it's a cryptocurrency. Well, what exactly does that entail? What does that mean? What is it? What exactly is Doge? And he just kept basically just beating around the bush about what exactly it is, because if he really told what it is, you would realize it's a scam. So because he's being so vague and everything he was saying just it didn't add up, Michael Che just finished and said, "Oh, so it's a scam." And to which Elon responded, "Yeah," and thought it was funny and gave that goofy ass smile that, "Oh, I'm autistic, so it's just funny."
So basically what you're saying is you bought out you put something out there, a bunch of people bought because your name was behind. It's now worth exactly nutlint, and it's funny to you. He got paid.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes,
anytime I hear a motherfucker try to tell me about a cryptocurrency, I'm ready to cuss him the fuck out, because fuck you. Like, again, until working class people, and this is going to sound socialistic, but I don't care. I genuinely don't. Because late stage capitalism is going to kill us. So this might seem very socialistic. Until we turn these fucking people out and stop putting them on a fucking pedestal, we're never going to get anywhere. We're the next billionaire who wants his fucking ego stroke is coming. Like I said, the incoming cabinet, and I watched a video on TikTok about this today. The incoming Trump administration cabinet is worth something like $35 billion, which is literally the GDP of about 172 different nations combined. That's just the fucking people that Donald Trump has elected into this cabinet. And he said, even if you take Vivek or Fuck and Elon out of it, it's worth $11.8 billion. So the game is done unless people stop putting these people on pedestals. We can't, America's never going to get anywhere if all we're looking at is opulence. The fact that Donald Trump looked at Elon Musk and said, you can run a department of government efficiency and you can make the government more efficient. What the fuck does that mean? What and it's like Angry's been saying, it's so vague. We don't know what the fuck it's doing. We have no idea.
They've only been clear about a couple of things. I mean, Randall brought it up in the Facebook chat. They're going after, they got their eyes on Social Security. They've got their eyes on Medicare. They've got their eyes on Medicaid. I mean,
they got their eyes on veterans benefits. They're talking about.
So, I mean, and that's just what
$15 billion.
So that's just what we know, because that's just what they're saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really know exactly what they really are going to do. Because they can say, oh, we're gonna take away Social Security, we're gonna take away Medicare, we're gonna take away Medicaid, we're gonna take away all of these programs, not touch one of them, because we're all worried about everything that's happening over here. Meanwhile, they're all up doing everything over here.
Yeah.
But we're all worried and seeing everything what's happening, what they're doing over here. And it's over here, they're robbing us blind.
There's a lot of distractions. I mean, the focus on trans people in the election was a distraction.
Yeah. And
are they serious about coming after us and getting rid of us? Yes.
Yeah.
But is that their primary thing? No.
Getting the trans community hemmed up is a byproduct. Hurting the black community is a byproduct. These are byproducts of shit.
It was to ruffle the feathers of their own people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they didn't see that they're getting fucked too.
Yes.
Yes.
My biggest the problem I'm having, the problem I've always had a bit is this. Why the fuck do we keep being led by the nose? For a country that purports itself to be so fucking great, any huckster can come in and just, y'all understand, for 9 goddamn years, America has been, grabbed by the balls and had our nuts twisted by a fucking huckster.
Hold that thought, Angry. Reset your show.
Oh, yep. It is the top of the hour. This is 10 o'clock, and this is the Villain's View, and we are here. I am the Angry IT Nerd. I am Gilbert. I am here with my other two hosts, the greatest host ever, Thomas the Villain Bishop, and the prettiest lady in all the internets, Trans Gretchen. And we are talking the dangers of Doge, a.k.a. fuck Elon.
A.k.a. fuck Elon.
Fuck Elon. Eyebrow fuck Elon. Stiff Jenks in the forehead Elon. I want his forehead to look like a Dunkin's donut tunnel. Fuck him. And that motherfucker. But
Doge bag.
Doge bag.
Doge bag.
Fucking Doge bag.
But we as an American citizenry, if you got your ass up on November 5th, walked your ass into a voting booth, or did absentee ballot, or you voted weeks before, and the only thing you can think of is owning the libs, no wonder we got a huckster as president. No wonder. Because it's literally fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. For 9 years, it has been the first 2016 to 2020, right? It was fool me once, shame on you. Meaning Donald Trump was never going to do any of the bullshit he said he was going to do. Never. That shit was never in the plans. He just wanted to be worshipped. And while he was trying to be worshipped, there were people in there trying to stop his worst fucking impulse. Let's drop a nuclear bomb in a hurricane. Let's invade Greenland. Let's take Greenland and shit like that, right?
Yeah. Meanwhile,
second.
Let's see.
Let's talk about that for a second, because I think that that's I don't know. Is that something that might happen?
What?
You think he'll actually try to take Greenland?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's gonna try. But see, But see, and here's the thing: during 2016 to 2020, when he was saying all of that, everything of what he was saying, what he was trying to do, and blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, and that's how I did some research on this. He was changing around laws so SA could be so hard to contest that it would completely be not a crime anymore.
Yep, he damn sure did that.
And he got a few laws passed to where SA was now it could be contested.
Yep. It's funny how when you look back on it, America has been angling towards this since the 80s. You say you have rock rib principles. I don't give a fuck if you're liberal or conservative. So you have rock rib principles. These are the principles you live your life. Okay, all right, cool. So your politician comes in and they say, I believe in your rock rib principles. You go, all right, I'm gonna vote for you. You vote for them. You find out that they have 40% of your rock rib principles, but the other 60% is I'm gonna take care of my crony friends. Right? So the next guy comes up, and I still have these rock rib principles, but now the bar is so fucking low that you'll take 40%. So the next person might give you 30%, and you learn how to get used to that. But while the whole time that you're getting used to them not having the principles that you have, you're noticing that they also are demonizing the other side. No good ideas, this, that, and the third. When Donald Trump showed up, that shit was accelerating. He had 0% rock rib principle. Donald Trump's only principle in life is, I don't give a fuck. But he was able to convince people who had already had their, I don't even know what the fuck to call it. Their principles have been shifted so hard that now all they cared about was owning the other side. And in 2016, he fooled enough people to own the other side. And we got 4 years of him. We saw what the fuck he could do. And we were like, we can't take another 4 years of this shit. So that's where Biden came in. Biden was a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. But he also knew he was old and he was white, and there's no way in fucking hell he would make it through another election cycle, let alone another presidency. So Donald Trump is still running for the same office. But now he's got negative principles. It's still about him, but now it's like, fuck everybody, they don't look like. He wins again. This is an unhinged, unfiltered, unleashed Donald Trump. So what do you think the oligarch class is? They're gonna pitch in. They're gonna hook their, they're gonna hit their wagon to the shit. Because now is the best time.
How he would do it.
What, take Greenland?
Yeah. I mean, obviously military, he didn't rule out military action. I like to think the global community wouldn't allow that necessarily.
No.
And that's the crazy part.
He could certainly put economic pressure on Greenland to the point that Denmark would be strained not to just give it up.
But here's the thing. The global community has been so fist fucked by Vladimir Putin that they might help.
They might.
They just might.
They literally might pitch in. They might pitch in to take a whole sovereign country and give it to the United States. It's like we have reached a point in American history where people say, well, you're being hyperbolic about Trump. No, I'm not. Is that just because we think with rational brains, he can't do that. Can't do that. He can't do that. Doesn't mean that he can. Whatever bar we thought we had in 2016 to 2020, Donald Trump couldn't get under it, and he tripped over it. So that was a Donald Trump with handcuffs. the H.R. McMasters, the General Mattis, the General Kellys, those were his handcuffs. Bill Barr, those were his handcuffs. He ain't got none of that now. So the idea
No,
of
he's just got the
taking
devil.
Nope.
He's got the devil of Doge in his ear.
exactly
yes.
think about it.
We can rule the world together.
He's
Just
all
me
he's
and you,
doing is
bro.
getting money.
We
That's
can
all
rule
he's
the
doing.
world together.
And I'm always thinking in the term of, okay, so you gonna get money with Trump, but how you gonna spend it if the world's on fire?
Yeah, I mean, who's
Like, how
gonna
do-
buy you? Who's
Is
gonna
that-
buy your shit? It's just gonna be a couple of rich guys left and nobody to buy anything or do anything.
That
Look at it.
that is
Right,
and the
exactly,
fantasy
yes.
figures, like it's not going to be like Star Wars. I know that everyone looks at Star Wars like, well, remember they had the resistance and they fought back against the Empire and stuff. But there's no fighting back against this in that fashion.
no, there is
No.
Completely
Because-
under-equipped and unable. Just like all this idiots, like, oh, my guns are so I can stand up against tyrannical government. There's nothing you can do.
mouth breathers
Got it,
have
got it.
literally lost the plot. They wanted to own the libs, and they wanted to. It's like a lot of the things that we look at as wedge issues are all interconnected. Like, they don't hate trans women because they're trans women. They hate trans women because they don't understand. They don't hate Black Lives Matter because it's black. They hate it because they don't understand. They don't hate women's privacy. They don't just hate women's privacy because of women's privacy. They hate it because they don't understand it. And this is the dumbing down of our education system.
And they can't control it because people still
Yeah.
want to control it.
Of course, exactly. What I tell y'all, it's a three process step with manhood, with man in the world. Get along, conquer, kill. Try to get along with. You try, despite the differences, you try to get along. But you notice those differences are so great that you can't do anything with them. So you try to conquer. Oh, we're gonna make you do what we want you to do. We're gonna put you in schools and cut off your hair and turn you into what a white man should look like because we don't like the native part of it. We're gonna put you in chains and treat you like property because we don't like the fact that you're powerful. We're gonna make you stay home pregnant because we don't think you have any value.
Other
That's
than
the
being
conqueror.
breeders.
Right.
Exactly. That's
Which
the
always
conquering
amazes
part.
me too, because when it comes to like black and brown people, over 70% of the world's population is black or brown.
Yes.
Yes.
How is it
Yes.
just such a small group of unmelanated people who decided to move north to the Arctic? I don't know fucking why you did that, but I mean, but then again, I mean, with trans people too, it comes down to their hatred of women. They don't understand men who would identify as something they perceive to be as weak. Just like they don't give any. You never hear anything going after trans men because in their eyes, it's just a woman trying to claim some of that privilege they claim doesn't exist,
Exactly. Like, think about it this
and
way.
they have no right to.
We had the most competent woman ever to run for public office running this past election. Like, she checked off every single solitary box. Every box. She worked in the legislative, the judicial, and the executive branch. Highly intelligent, educated, things of that nature. They had to bring her down to their level. And this is something my wife said to me. Shout out to Miss Bill. But she said Donald Trump came in to make everything muddy. So that way, nobody looks clean. Nobody. If everybody's got mud on them, nobody looks clean. That was in 2016 when he ran against Hillary Clinton. Then in 2020, you can't really put mud on Joe Biden. He's been doing this for 50 years, and that's not a bad thing, right? He's a career politician. Of course he is. Because sometimes to get jobs done, you have to be there and work with other people. While you're talking about him being a career politician, what you also forgot the fact to say is he's the sort of person that remembers the old ways that it used to be done. Wasn't great, but he remembers them. Didn't work. He lost. So here he is, the most competent, educated, and credentialed woman ever to run for public office. But Donald Trump had to do what he always does, which is muddy up everything. The problem is he was assisted, and he was assisted from the inside with guys like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and for fuck Ramaswamy. He was assisted on the inside by them, but on the outside, he was assisted by mouth breathers, the same uneducated ass populace that think Crocs go with everything. Hey man, isn't the day your wedding? Yep. Why are you wearing Crocs? Wearing Crocs at my wedding. The fuck is wrong with you? The sort of people who think a process that requires 2/3 of the population, the states in the union to actually have happen is always around the corner. They're coming for my guns. Nobody wants your shit. Don't nobody wants your shit. And that uneducated populace pushed this unrational tapioca pudding in a fucking room temperature tapioca pudding to the White House, not once, but twice. And guys like Elon Musk, guys like Peter Thiel, guys like fuck off Ramaswamy, they stand to benefit from that. But we all stand to lose, including the mouth breathers that sent that motherfucker up there. So it's like it's a self-replicating wound. The initial wound, Donald Trump rolling his fat ass down that goddamn escalator. It's like
the question really isn't. We know what they're doing. We know why they're doing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How do we combat these doge bags? A whole lot of them.
I think the first thing we honestly need to do. Listen, this some Will McAvoy shit right now. All right. First step to solving a problem is admitting there's a problem there. America is not the greatest country in the world. I don't think it ever has been. I think it has the potential to be so, but it has never lived up to that potential. Every year there's 365 days in a year, 366 with leap year. Every year is a year for America to get it right. Every goddamn year since the founding, we have it. There's always some bloodshed. There's always some mismanagement of money, people getting hurt, rich people making off like bandits. Every goddamn year, we have a chance to get it right. We don't. Every election, we have a chance to get it right. We don't. Every off-year election, we have a chance to get it right. We don't. So the very first step to trying to fix this is admitting that there's a problem. America's not that fucking great. It's not. It is manipulative. It is narcissistic. It is vindictive. And our leaders express who we are and how we are right now. That's the first.
So that begs another question. Okay, we understand that the problem is admitting, the first step is admitting we have a problem. How do we convince all those people that don't think there's a problem, but that there's a problem? Because we're not doing it on TikTok. We're not doing it on social media. We're not winning that battle.
The only way,
to be honest, Angry, you are in tech. Is there a tech way for us to finally get through to these issues?
Money. Only way is money.
See,
money.
Now, you said money. I want you to understand what I was thinking, and I mean this. This is fucked up, but it's true. Some of these people got to die. I'm sorry. We got to
and their money needs to not go somewhere else. I mean, let's look at, for example, look at the CEO of United Healthcare that was killed. I'm not even talking about that in political stance, but the fact is, he was wealthy. He's dead now. His money will pass to his wife and his children, and they will be the same.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Unless.
So when Elon passes, his money will go to his heirs, and they will be the same. We see it already with Donald Trump's children. They're the same.
Well, and that's the thing.
But see, and here's the thing. The only way that the tech bros are going to see that there's a problem is if it affects their pockets. Other than that,
and then
there's no problem.
And then you want another movie to watch then? If you guys have Netflix, watch The Social Dilemma. Because we talk about all these boycotts, like, hey, between these dates, we're not going to be on Facebook or Meta. We're going to boycott this, but nobody ever does it. You want to
Because
hit them in the
there's-
pocketbooks? Yeah, turn off Facebook and all Meta products for a week. If everybody did that, it would hurt.
Because again, we go back to that ideal. Americans are given a raw fucking understanding from birth. Far too many of us think in individual binary. I mean, individual primary. That's it.
Well,
The
they do that
rugged
to us on
individual-
purpose, though.
Of course they
Yes.
did. And guess what? They're going to continue to do it because every year, dumb, rugged individuals fuck. And every year, dumb, rugged individuals produce a child. And they
But
teach
I
that kid
can't-
that same bullshit.
I can't
And-
dedicate my time, if I'd like to, helping other people because I'm too busy trying to get the fuck out of my own state.
Do you see?
Yeah, but see, they do that because it's worked.
Yes, it's
I know it
worked.
works.
It
And that's
it
how-
always works.
I'm just trying to figure out how we defeat it because, like I said,
Okay.
we're not doing it on social media. We're not winning that fight.
It is going to take a revolutionary person to stand up and do it. And by revolutionary, I mean a person that is willing to die for it. You got to be the person that wants to stand out in front of a crowd and get people so pissed off that change happens. I always said, do you know why they stopped killing black leaders? Because they got the message. Jesse Jackson was never going to get shot. Never. Jesse Jackson was not going to get shot. Because unlike Martin Luther King or unlike Malcolm X, Jesse was in it until he saw the call. And he was like, oh, fuck no. No, I'm good. I'm good. Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X, I'm out of this shit.
We don't
So-
see anybody in marginalized communities with that kind of voice anymore, like MLK or Malcolm X. I mean,
And-
I don't see it. I mean, yeah, there's lots of trans creators or stuff on TikTok, but there's no trans voice. There's no one out there
No.
marching in the
Mm-mm.
streets.
Fuck no.
There's no
And
No.
leader for the cause.
because it costs them. If it's not the fact that we have to work these slave ass jobs, therefore we can't be a part of a revolution, or too many fucking people within them, a revolution right now will get infiltrated in a heartbeat. I don't give a fuck who leads it. I don't give a fuck what it's about. I will
Oh,
not be
it'd be-
surprised.
Mhm.
It'd be put down. It'd be
Listen,
put
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
will not be fucking surprised. I mean this. This is gonna sound fucked up, but I mean this. But the three of us are a member of the villains. I will not be surprised if we get bigger than where we are right now if we don't have an FBI informant. I will not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Think about it. TikTok ends in 7 days. So now the Villains Guild has to go outside. We got to now start doing shit outside. Let's say a Tiger Bomb gets out in front of a crowd and talk. A Dave the Viking gets out and talk. NASCAR starts talking about shit. Gretchen, you start talking about shit. You and Jessica, y'all are together talking about trans rights. And you guys get everybody riled the fuck up. And you say, my name is Gretchen and I'm a part of the Villains Guild. I will not be fucking surprised if there's not an FBI informant in it within a year. Because they're looking at it from the standpoint of, if you are trying to start a revolution that stops people from giving into a capitalistic society, they're going to infiltrate your fucking shit. The only reason they haven't infiltrated militias the way they really should is because these fucking dumbasses, they're already snitching. They're already out there going, hey, excuse me, there's like 50 guys in a van with a bunch of guns. They're talking about taking over the federal government or the Federal Reserve. Go get them. I'm serious. I will not be fucking surprised if there is not one day an FBI informant within the Villains Guild. I will not be fucking surprised by it. Because
because
revolutions,
I wouldn't be surprised either because all these other groups, these militias, these guys with the guns, they're the ones the government can just wait. Once the people that get in power get all that power, they could just be like, hey, I'm going to go kill some colored people. That's
exactly.
what they'll say.
Yeah.
And they'll run out the door and do it.
Yeah, any revolution that is people focused, one, looking out for the less of us, the working class, the poor, the homeless, and things of that nature. Number two, and number three is either multiracial, multicultural, transcends intersex, transcends interface, and all of that other shit. Any revolution that starts like that will be fucking infiltrated. But that is exactly,
Mm-hmm.
somebody has to be willing to stand out there and be that person. And unfortunately, nobody wants to fucking do it because the cost is death. The cost isn't just death, because thanks to technology, you can kill a motherfucker and be done with it. Back in the old day, when technology was, oh, you got an IBM? Do you live in your house, or is it just a house full of IBM? Now, just using a fucking smartphone, you can kill a motherfucker and then make it look like he committed suicide or she committed suicide. Or you can make it look like they were doing some heinous shit. You can AI generate some shit. You can put their face on a bunch of shit. It's not just killing a body. They can kill your fucking reputation like that. Nobody, that is not a job anybody fucking wants. I've heard for 20 goddamn years about how black people need to start this new revolution, and every fucking time it's always led by a motherfucker who is so flawed, I'm not following his ass to my bath. The trans community is fractured. The black community is fractured. The poor white working class community is fractured. There are turncoats and traitors in all of them. And I'm not even talking just FBI type traitors. I'm talking about, Gretchen, you're fighting for trans rights. Jessica fights for trans rights. Then you have the two trans women, the T's for Trump. I will never use that word, but
I understand. No,
yeah.
but
Mhm.
them,
Yeah.
They're
White,
turncoats. Yes. Blair
any of
White,
those people.
turncoats. They are turncoats. So that means if all the trans community, trans men, trans women, are all going one way, gonna be a motherfucker that will fuck that train up. They will, because their ego will not allow it, and somebody will get in their ear and say, "Oh, so Gretchen gets to follow. Well, what about you? You can pass more than she can." Next thing you know, fractures.
Oh yeah, it
Right.
happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, it always comes back down to money too. Because like again, look at someone like Blair White. She's got a very nice lifestyle. Her
Yes.
YouTube channel
Mhm.
funded her entire transition. She's even gone on record as saying that trans women are just another classification of men. She
is
everything
a
she
turncoat.
says is against our own community, and you still can't convince them that when they're done with us, they're going to come for you. You're just the token for now.
There are
They're
black.
giving you some
Mhm.
nice
I've-
clothes to wear and some food to eat for now.
Yes, I've said all along, the reason I follow black women, the reason I stand up and support black women as much as I do is because black women are the only truth tellers we got in America now. Sorry, they are. Because black women understand what the cost is. And I don't know when they became the seers of of this, but they have been. They understand what the cost is. It's not about, I can fight for my own ego. But if I'm part of a collective, my ego has to be put on the back burner for the good of the group. And if the entire group is focused on one thing, the last thing in the world that's going to be needed is my goddamn ego in it. Black women, even there are black women who are literally just like Blair White. Candace Owens is a perfect fucking example of it.
Mhm.
But what black
Mhm.
women have done is they can cut that shit off, put a tourniquet on it until they can get it fixed. And they keep moving. Almost every other demographic has an ego involved in it. Like I always said that if the day ever comes that my very conservative, very, very Christian white sister-in-law is out at a Say Their Name march or a Black Lives Matter march, would be the day I realize we have gotten something going forward. But we won't. It's not, as long as there are people who look at this thing from their own ego, nothing will ever get done. It will never get done. And that is what, right now, Americans, we should have been had the French Revolution. Listen, there should have been a Jacobin club already put in place to where we're thinking about the powerful have to come to fuck that. But we all been lulled into a false sense of security. Poor working people will never bond together because poor white people seem to think that they're better than them. I hurt some people's feelings and I don't give a fuck. The the number one deterrent, the number one pushback for class solidarity in the working class are white people. They will not let go of that idea that they think that they're better than the people that'll be fighting against. It's never going to happen.
I've seen it firsthand. Like, I used to have friends that lived in Kentucky in the back hollers. I would go visit them all the time. And they're like talking about how they can't stand black and brown people and how they wish they would just not have been in our society. And it's like, dude, you live in a shack in the woods. Where is this superiority coming from? Every white supremacist you see on social media or making a video, he's 250 pounds. He's wearing a ripped wife beater. He's got pizza stains on his t-shirt. His beard ain't trimmed. I mean, like, what about you is supreme than other people?
Right, and half of, and you look at them and you think that they're in, like, you know, mid to late 50s. Nope. 32, 33,
34. Could you?
I see these people all the time. They're like, I'm 32. I got to, like, dude, I'm 51 at the end of this month. I look better than your dead mother. I mean, or should be dead.
Comes
even
down
though
to
she's only 49 and had you when she was 12.
It always comes down to class solidarity in America is a myth. Because until we can get white people to let go of their whiteness, it'll never happen. They brag about being the majority. They brag about how hard they work. They complain about how hard their life is. And yet, when it comes time to put rubber to road, we gonna fight for better. They look around and go, I'm better than that group. I am better than that group. I am better than that group. And not only do they say that, they say why. Okay, they stereotypes start pouring out of their fucking mouth like water, right? So how in the fuck can you possibly have any sort of solidarity? The poor have been have literally been, and I won't say handicapped, but I will say we've been hamstrung.
Oh my God!
What now?
We're being flagged for harassment and bullying.
And that's the
TikTok,
other.
get us.
Hold on. Wait. That's the other
Not
part
yet.
of it. Wait a minute. That's the other part of it. Social media gives these people a platform to bitch, moan, and complain, but not to organize. TikTok is one of the biggest offenders of this shit that I have ever seen. And I've been on that fucking app for 4 years. It is one of the biggest biggest groups of things that will allow for white angst, white wine, but no solution. There are lives on TikTok going on right now.
Go watch The Social Dilemma on the documentary on Netflix. Watch it. Yeah. You'll see how social media is controlling all of us. How
it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The directions it wants us to go.
And the thing is,
and these are things I think Gilbert can actually speak to more. It is his show.
I know.
Well, see, here's the thing: is that it has to do with the algorithm and whatever pretty much agenda that they want to push. That's what it's going to be. Yes. Even the TikTok algorithm, it falls to the same exact thing, because even the TikTok mods, had they have gone on record and saying is that if they like a video, if something just a random video just strikes one of them funny, they'll do what they call cooking it.
Yeah.
Which means they'll push it out. They'll give it like millions and millions of likes. Just give them likes. Not, they don't have to be on FYP or anything like that. Just give them millions of likes. Give them the engagement. Give them the saves. Give them the reposts. Give them all of that. Just because a video that they like.
They've also said that if you're attractive, they will put you on the FYP.
Yes. They've said if you are a cisgender, straight, white woman, well, even straight doesn't even matter. just if you are
Doesn't
cisgender,
even matter.
or even cis doesn't even matter.
TikTok anyway, as long as you're one of those like gorgeous trans.
As long as you're gorgeous,
Yeah.
then
Like,
yeah,
you're
it doesn't
22 years
matter.
old, you know, and
Yeah.
You're
hormones
20.
work better for you
Yeah.
than they did it for me when I started at 43. You know.
Remember
Right.
the trans woman that was in the rundown house? Like, she was just dancing. That's all the fuck she was doing. She
Mhm.
was putting on her outfits the way she wanted and was using her camera and just dancing, just having a good time. And you would have thought that this trans woman had a child tied up to a chair. So many people called the police. So many people made response videos. So many people reported that video over and over and over again. But, and I've seen this isn't some shit that I've made up. I've seen it. Scanning my FYP, which I don't know why the fuck I would see it in the first place. Here's a live. There's 8 white people in a box being hosted by a white person. The N-word is flying freely. And that's on my FYP. So TikTok is one of the biggest perpetrators of this shit. Facebook, long before there was a TikTok, Facebook was doing that shit.
Oh,
Now it turned
Facebook.
out-
Well, Facebook was notorious for that as well.
oh my God.
Facebook used to be extremely notorious for letting disinformation and misinformation fly.
Yep.
And they're going to do it
And-
again.
Of course. And this is what I mean when I say a revolution could start on social media. Don't get me wrong. It could. It absolutely could.
Yeah, absolutely. yes.
TikTok could have long had a revolution start.
TikTok could have done it. Facebook can't. Facebook is almost unusable at this point.
exactly. That's
Facebook
what
at
I'm
this point is just all ads. So unless you put an ad out for a
I
revolution,
get more notifications telling me that you posted something than actually seeing the post in
yeah.
the newsfeed.
yeah, that's the only way that I know anybody posts anything.
But it's like
TikTok-
meme, ad, meme, ad.
had
Suggested pages and who to follow. Like, I don't.
yeah, and
Yes.
Facebook was doing it at a level that nobody had ever seen before. Like, people were getting their accounts hacked, right? And then to fight through all of Facebook's bullshit, and they may or may not get their account back. But while you don't have have control over your account is putting out shit to all of your friends and your family because Facebook insisted that you tag your friends. Oh, do you know this person? Oh, do you know this person? And you're like, yeah, I know him. That's a high school buddy. Oh, that's a girl I used to mess around with. Or, oh shit, that's my cousin or my brother and shit. So your shit gets hacked. Now you got porn coming out of it. You can't stop it. There's nothing you can do about it. You called Facebook and this happened, and I still haven't got my account back. It's just been gone for 3 years. My shit got hacked. All of a sudden, people were telling me people were sending messages asking for money, and I'm like, no, that ain't me. Then I find out my Facebook account is hacked. I got a fucking call center in Bangladesh. The guy told me to do some shit. My account has been gone ever since. I got pictures of my mom, pictures of my daughter and shit on there. But that is what our politicians have bought into. This
Yeah, I had the
TikTok
same
ban
thing
ain't got
happen.
sh- Yeah,
I had the
TikTok
same
did-
thing happen on Twitter once. I had a Twitter account for one of the books I was writing. It was about ninjas. And if you can still go to the account and you can see a couple of tweets about ninjas, and then all of a sudden it's just pictures of this chick
Yes.
pose, like these hot chicks. And I tried to get back in, but Twitter was like, you can't verify it's your account, so we can't give it back. I'm like, oh, okay.
I got an old
I just went
friend
from
that's
talking
still-
about martial arts to posting pictures of.
I got a
President
friend of
women.
mine who cannot get back in her account for shit. And it's still every once in a while I'll see a post from her. And I'm thinking, oh, she got her account back. Only to open it up and it's some woman's ass. I'm like, hey. And then it's like, call me in this long ass number. And I'm going, so I text her. I was like, hey, you still ain't got your account on Facebook back? Nope. Still haven't got it. I'm like, well, somebody's posting for you, and it's a is an ass. I don't know if you know. She's like, yeah, my daughter talked to me about it. There could have been a revolution on TikTok, but TikTok was thinking about the bottom line rather than thinking about the true power of its platform. You know, people, if you can go live, and I'll never forget this. T. Nathan, who has a show after ours, T. Nathan went to the trial of the man that shot the young man in Kansas City, Missouri. Kid knocked on the wrong door. He went one block over. Guy opens fire on him and shit. So we went to his arraignment, and we went live. T. Nathan tried to get in. I was out front, you know, in the correspondence thing. And I will never forget, there were people in the comment section of that was like, you know, Black Lives Splatter and shit like that. That's some shit. Here is a news situation going on. You mean to tell me you couldn't stop people from saying shit like that? TikTok did that. I think right after the rollout of the TikTok shop is when I started seeing real fucking. I think right after the rollout of the TikTok shop. I think that was when the whole platform changed. And what a lot of our senators and Congress people won't say is banning TikTok ain't got shit to do with the Chinese. It has a lot to do with the fact that Meta, which owns Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, was losing money. They were losing money. That's it. That is the only fucking thing. Because they believe if you get rid of the hottest app in America, people are going to be forced to go back to
Facebook, to what was the hottest one before.
Yeah, which was Instagram. Instagram was hotter than Facebook. They think,
because here's the thing.
Get rid of our competition.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. When Facebook was first, became popular as it is, it was the hottest thing out, and it was making its money. And then Instagram came out, and it was the new hottest thing, and that was making its money. And then Mark Zuckerberg didn't like that shit. He didn't like that shit at all.
No.
So he bought Instagram. Then Snapchat came out. Snapchat was the hottest shit around. Snapchat wouldn't sell.
Snapchat owned by Google?
Not sure who owns Snapchat.
I'm not sure about that one either. I have an account, but I've logged into it twice in my whole life.
But I know he made a bid for Snapchat. Snapchat didn't sell.
Yeah.
And so instantly he tried burying Snapchat. Snapchat's still around.
Yeah.
So now TikTok come out. Oh, TikTok and the hottest, newest.
Snapchat's owned by Snap Incorporated.
Okay, so Snapchat owns itself. So it wasn't selling for shit.
But Snapchat has been hacked. Instagram's been hacked. Facebook's been hacked. The only app before TikTok that I know for a fact was never hacked was my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel a lot of y'all are watching right now used to be my old account. And then when we created a radio station, I was like, well, I got this big ass account, not using it. Let's use it. It has never been hacked. Never. I have never once got a notification from YouTube saying, hey, motherfucker, are you logging in from Zimbabwe? No, bitch, I ain't. It's never happened. But they believe if you get rid of TikTok, you are going to have to go back to these old apps. And the problem is TikTok never did anything to ingratiate itself with its 150 million users a day.
No, it just pissed us off all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm celebrating its demise. They're like, well, you have 1 million followers on TikTok. Yes. And I also have a huge fucking problem with my videos being banned for harassment and bullying, even when I don't say anything harassing and bullying. Comments are banned. Fucking videos are muted.
Well, here's the thing. I get a violation from duetting someone else's video.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's stupid. And you also have to look at the follower count. I know that, especially if you started early, getting a large following was easy, especially if you did regular content. But I mean, your follower count, though, I mean, let's be realistic. How many of them are actually still active users And probably only a fraction of them watch your videos if they're still around. Fraction of those even interact with. So I have 14,000. I bet you if half are still active on TikTok.
Well,
Probably not even that many.
they
Because how
say
many
for
people see you, follow you, go, oh, that's cool, and then they just forget about you, or put the app down and never come back.
what they say is for every 1,000 followers that you have, 64 people a day will interact with your videos. 64. So if you have 1,000 followers, 64 people out of that 1,000 will interact with the video. And I tried to do the math on mine because I have 1 point something million. I people are always like, well, look at how'd you put out a video? You only got 10,000 people watching it. I think in the beginning, I started saying, I don't give a fuck about the following count. Like, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. I really like it. But I'm more about the fucking message. Because again, I'm thinking in a revolutionary mindset. TikTok had a chance to do that, and it didn't. It fucking did. Not only did it fumble the ball, it fucked it. It fucked its own ball.
Well, see, not only that, it fumbled it. It opened up the TikTok shop and started selling its fumbles.
Yes. My God.
We've got people in the comment section too are saying the same thing. Get violations for mundane comments. You can get violations for emoji.
Yes.
I know a woman that got a fucking violation for putting a love emoji in one of my videos. She came back and told me, I don't know what TikTok is doing, but I literally put a love emoji in your comments and they flagged it.
The Mr. Yuck thing, the clown.
Yes.
They keep adding more and more. It's just like, God.
They did not do themselves any favors.
Oh, they shot themselves in the foot and they're going to die and we're going to laugh.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a party next week on the Villains.
You goddamn right we are. When people started doing educational content, the Mr. Crims the Third, the
Conscious Lees,
and when they started doing that, TikTok should have literally reached out to them and said, hey, we noticed you do a lot of educational content. We have something called TikTok Education where you can make all these videos and people can still find them in this. You can put it in this section. When they started doing activism, people raising money, whether it's for a lady service dog or a little girl to get a scooter or something as big as, hey, we've got this hurricane in North Carolina. People are doing activism to try to raise funds. TikTok could have literally found a way to activism TikTok. There were mathematicians on that app. There's biochemists on that app. There are doctors on that app. You could have found a fucking way to do it. And in the process of doing that, when you find somebody who does activism, like organizing and things of that nature, if you had encouraged it, TikTok might still be alive today. I forgot who it was, but TikTok is an American-owned company. It's already an American company. It's stationed out of fucking Los Angeles, California. The servers with all of our information is in Virginia, but they're still on this Chinese data thing, which again,
ByteDance technically owns it.
But that's the thing. ByteDance doesn't. ByteDance is the company that Shou Chu worked for, but he's the CEO of TikTok Inc. It is an American company, but
it's still it is owned by ByteDance Limited.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't even know
based in the Cayman Islands and in Beijing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think it's but again, the whole Chinese data brute thing, number one is xenophobic. And number two, and more importantly, senators and congresspeople have stock in other social media.
Yes, of course. And they
absolutely, yes.
So they're like, what about all my Facebook stock or all of my Twitter stock?
Yes.
They don't want that to be devalued because TikTok is so much better.
And that's
so much more popular anyway.
When tech bros have the ability to influence our fucking congresspeople and senators, there's no hope. I don't like being the doomsday. I don't. The facts are fucking facts, man. America will never be ready for a revolution. I remember Gil Scott Heron saying the revolution will not be televised. I don't think the revolution will ever be here.
No, it would just be a societal. Eventually, get to the point where the society can't sustain itself anymore, and it's just going to become a free for all. And good luck, whoever survives. Good luck.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's exactly how it'll go. We're heading towards a Handmaid's Tale future.
When the rich men's money means nothing, and all people care about is food, maybe you'll get some kind of French Revolution, or it's going to be like you talked about earlier, Interstellar. You just have this future where there's kind of a government, but not really.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
On a ring, because the planet Earth is going to be uninhabitable, but we'll live on a ring that'll look just like the planet Earth. It'll just be you'll be playing baseball.
No, I'm talking more about before they get to space, where they're just kind of like on these random farms, not governed. He talks about in movies like, I still pay my taxes, which insinuates that there are people who don't.
Mm-hmm.
And you just live in these dusty cornfields in the middle of nowhere because people are dying, they're starving, there's not food left. It's just gonna. We're not going to go out with a bang. We're going to go out with a whimper.
No, and
yes,
honestly, we kind of deserve it. We kind of deserve it.
No, going out with a whimper is what we've earned.
Yeah.
Like honestly, we've earned that.
If it was just me, I wouldn't care anymore. But I guess maybe the terrifying to being a parent is like, this is the world we're leaving my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Your kids. That's what scares me the most. If it was just me and I had no kids, I wouldn't care. I would be like, burn it down. Fuck it.
Yeah, but
fuck it. Don't give a shit.
I mean, we had a chance. We had a chance.
America
had a chance.
So we had chance. We had chance. We had chances, and we have multiple chances.
We had chance after chance after chance.
Yes,
and it's not going to get better. We allowed people who were worried about the profit margin tell us that the profit margin mattered more than our lives. And in the process of that, we fucked ourselves. Sadly, we fucked ourselves. We put ourselves in this position. And it as doom and gloom as this sounds, maybe we kind of shouldn't go further on in history. Maybe we shouldn't go further on in the future. I mean,
Team Asteroid, the cockroaches have their chance.
I mean, I think the next step is Elysium. There's a fucking big ass ring in space, and they leave
they live on the ring up there.
Yeah, and
they leave our asses alone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Because there's nothing here for them. There's absolutely nothing here for them. And tech bros are going to get us killed one day. The reason I don't like the Department of Government Efficiency is because of the man leading it and how much of a fucking huckster he is. I don't care, man. I'm not a fan of it. I don't give a fuck.
See,
Doge bags, every one of them, Doge bags.
But what would you expect from a scam currency to being named a government department of the same name? Of course, it's got fuck shit written all around it.
It's fuck shit from day one. It is in the next 4 years we're gonna see exactly how bad it can get. And the only thing I can hope for, the only thing I actually really care about is the people that have touched my life in a certain way. I just want y'all to make it through. I'm not looking at it from a standpoint of, hey, I think I'll die in the next 4 years, but I'm gonna do everything I can to survive. I just don't think humanity was meant to have that happen over and over. I'm sick of just surviving. Fuck that. Yeah. I want to live in a fucking country that's smart. I want to live in a country where you see a trans woman going to the bathroom, you don't even, obviously you got to take a shit. Where you see black people and you're not all of a sudden grabbing shit because mama and papa taught your ass that black people want to steal your
Yeah, squeezing.
know.
Yeah,
Right. Yes.
clutching your purse a little
It's like,
tighter.
Yeah.
clutch
one
purse a
black
little
eye.
extra tighter, you know, and
Yeah. Like what the fuck? I want to live in a society where that shit isn't happening. But then I look on the outside world and I'm like, fascism is coming. Fascism is coming.
I know, and that's why it's so depressing to be, especially be a Trek nerd and do a show about Star Trek with Gilbert here, and be reminded of that every day. I'm watching Discovery, and you know what? They had the one scene where the one guy said, "Well, you know, she can do it," and then she was like, "No, it's they. I don't identify as she, her. I'm they, them." And he's like, "Okay,"
and that was it.
we'll talk about it again.
That was it. No.
That's it.
There was
female captain did not freak them the fuck out.
Right.
A black female captain did not freak them out.
A black gay doctor doesn't
freak him out. No.
But instead, what we got,
nobody cares.
What we've been given is the same pablum we were given at birth. You have to make it on your own, which is bullshit. That is never happened in the history of anything. No human being gets through this planet.
Humans
alone.
are a social species who thrive when we work together, not when we're constantly driven apart as we are now. But we live in a country where there were 77.3 willing marks said, "Con me, please, con me."
Yep.
And voted for that son of a bitch.
And voted for that stupid son of a bitch. Because the idea of change in America, nothing shows up, nothing changes without a lot of asking. The civil rights movement isn't just some cool footnote in history. There was real bloodshed. There were real people that died. There were real people that were just injured beyond repair. John Lewis walked around with a fucking scar on the top of his head for the remainder of his life where they split his head open. But if it's in a black and white picture, obviously it don't mean nothing. If I can see it in a history book, it obviously doesn't mean nothing. And we have given in to our worst impulses. And I think this bitch is going to eventually end up back in the dark age.
Let's see black and white pictures.
Rats and shit.
Well, see black and white pictures and pictures in history books sends a message to the brain in simple terms is that it was so long ago.
They didn't even have color.
It was so long ago that, I mean, it's so long ago.
The television I had in my bedroom was black and white.
Yeah, like they think that's, oh, well, that makes it so long ago. They didn't even have color back then.
So it's in black and white, so it's so long ago.
And we are slowly approaching the idea of intelligence is bad.
No, we've already gotten there to where intelligence is bad. Okay, because
we are celebrating mediocrity. Fucking
the
older millennial is a goddamn drunk. He is a 150% fucking drunk, and yet people listen to him. He knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Well, see, here's the thing.
He's TikTok's Charlie Kirk. The fuck?
Well, see, guys like that.
Platform too.
Oh yeah, guys like that in this town here, a dime a dozen. They literally everywhere. They're like cockroaches. They're just everywhere here. Matter of fact, the worst than cockroaches, they're ants, just everywhere.
Well, and you're in a southern state, also near a military base, right?
Yeah.
So that's,
and you would think military base would be a little bit more diversity.
No,
I don't.
No, because everybody else, that's all the diversity is on the base. You know why it's on the base? Because they don't need to leave the base. Because literally everything is on the base.
Right, everything's on the base.
Yeah, like why would you want to go out into a society that you know for a fact doesn't value you? Fuck valuing you by your
That's why
race.
I never
They
leave
don't even
Columbus.
value you.
I'm in Columbus, Ohio. It's beautiful here. We have all these wonderful gay people and stuff, and a queer community that's very. But we don't go anywhere because we're surrounded on all sides by enemies.
Exactly.
Yes.
I live
and
in Georgia. I live in Dublin, Georgia. It's a small town. It's 64% black. I love it here. But I also know for a fact if I go to Atlanta, I might be welcomed, or bougie black people might not like it. I go to Savannah, it's a party town and what have you. I can go down there and check out the comic books, but that's about it. There is no place. There is no place for intelligence. There is no place for empathy.
No.
Everybody's screaming DEI now.
No, see, here's the thing, and let me tell you this story. And this is about 3-4 years ago. And a friend of mine here, one I had to cut off contact with because he tried to make me MAGA. So this is long before that you and I started doing Superplex Party. And I pitched sort of the idea of doing that same thing with him, of doing a podcast, because he's the one that first introduced me to Jim Cornette. So he's the biggest wrestling fan as me. And so we had talked about wanting to do a wrestling podcast. So throughout the course of us talking, we had heard that Virgil, or Vincent, before he passed, we heard that he lived in a retirement community that's about 30 to 45 minutes from here. And so I thought, hey, once we start going, we get popular enough, then maybe we could contact him and, hey, we could talk to him and kind of interview him and kind of get what was it like, wrestling, his time as a wrestler, funny stories or anything like that. First thing out of his mouth, he says, I bet he was a pedophile. I'm like, what? Where did you even hear that? Did you hear any kind of rumors, or was it something like that or anything? He's like, no, I just think he looks like one. So you're saying that because he's bald and he's black? Is that why? Because it's not the first time he says some off the wall shit. And
some weirdo,
some off the wall shit, and saying something about is some kind of race thing or some shit like that. That this race does it, this race does that, this race does this race does that. And he's known for doing shit like that. And so I called him out on it and said, what, because he's bald and he's black? And so if you didn't know me, would you think I'm one? He instantly goes, well, no, I know you, so I know you're not. So if you didn't know me, you would then. He couldn't answer that. Needless to say, that was the end of us wanting to do a wrestling podcast. Or I should say the end of me wanting to do a wrestling podcast with him.
With him,
because now you got one.
Hey,
yes.
You're a minute over.
And I'm a minute over, and that is it. That is our time. I know T. Nathan, he mad as hell at me right now.
Oh, he ain't.
No final thoughts. Don't be a doge bag.
But final thoughts? Thomas, what's your final thoughts? That was Gretchen's Don't Be a Doge Bag. What's yours?
Learn. There you go.
Learn. And mine, grow. So don't be a Doge Bag, learn and grow. Stay hydrated. And
peace.
Peace. Everyone.
See y'all in a minute.
We'll see y'all. Stay tuned. T. Nathan. Stay tuned for T. Nathan. And in the morning, we got Thomas with Sound of Coffee. So,
yeah. All right.
All right, everybody.